Happy New Year, Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to the first MMB Live Show of 2022. I'm Angela Green, Executive Director of On Location Memphis. So one of the goals of On Location Memphis is to build relationships with film festivals here in Tennessee as well as outside of Tennessee. So I'm very excited because one of our film festival partners is the Soul for Real, and that's REEL Short Film Festival. And we have with us tonight the founder of that film festival, McKoy. He's going to kind of share with us his journey in TV and film, as well as what led him to start that film festival, which is actually located in Maryland. And then, of course, I have my co-host, Christie Taylor, with me, and we're going to give you the latest news, entertainment, film and music entertainment news, as well as the MMB track of the month. So go ahead and hit the like button, share the screen, let everybody know that the MMB Live Show is about to begin right now. Hi, Christie.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
You know I had to come on here.
Right?
Yes. Super excited to have made it into 2022. Absolutely. A lot of twos, y'all.
A lot of twos. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So how's it been going?
How did you bring in the New Year?
Oh, it was quiet. It was a quiet weekend. I mean, I needed the rest and I appreciate it, but I've had a good time. Gonna have to hit it in the morning, but tonight I was off today, so I appreciate that.
Well, good. Well, since our last MMB Live, I am a year older.
Oh yes, that's right. Your birthday, what was it, December 30th?
December 30th, right there on the eve of New Year's Eve.
Right.
Yeah, so
well, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. And I am still accepting birthday love. As a matter of fact, I went to brunch today, a very late brunch, but definitely enjoying all the love. So for those of you all who like, hey, so how can we celebrate you, Christie? Well, first and foremost, we want you to truly like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on Location Memphis. Also be sure to share this particular show because we are geeked about all the things we have lined up in the year with a lot of twos.
Absolutely. And of course she does have a cash app, so she always accepts cash.
MSCBT, $MSCBT, cash
That's
app,
right.
yes.
Absolutely. Well, believe it or not, today I actually saw Spider-Man for the first time. I'm almost embarrassed that it took me so long to get there. But I actually did go see it today, and it lived up to the hype completely. I'm not giving any spoilers, but
Please
I'm
don't.
sure I'm probably one of the last people who have not seen that movie.
Well, I will have to say no. I'm lagging behind you because I know, right? I'm about to have my movie going card revoked.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah,
my movie buff card is about to be revoked. No,
right.
I haven't seen it, but there's quite a few things that we can actually watch. Matter of fact, a great segue into something. I'm gonna be a librarian. I'm gonna put my glasses on today, y'all.
Okay, go ahead, get your glasses.
In addition to Spider-Man, has this is according to Variety. The most anticipated new TV shows of 2022. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic production shutdown was short-lived, and the studios, they cut their deal with the union, so strikes were avoided. And now there is television that are coming, and we're talking about things from the Marvel comics into it, People Air, Netflix and inventing Anna, going back to Amazon Prime, Lord of the Rings, the prequel is going to be happening. Of course, you got Netflix. Wait a minute. Do I need to hold on 1 second? 1 second. I'm a pause. I need to go and get my plug before I go off the air. Hold on.
Okay. Well,
Angela,
go ahead and plug yourself up so that you won't go off the air.
Ladies, in real time. How is it that I didn't have that done?
Okay.
And then you can hear all the commotion, right?
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear
but you know something while I'm doing that, can you tell them about David Bowie's estate?
So about David Bowie's estate, from what I'm going to let you tell the people about David Bowie's estate once you come back. But I do want to let everybody know about Janet Jackson's documentary that is going to air later this month. I think it airs on January 28th. It's going to be a 4-hour event. So it's over 2 days. Janet Jackson is notoriously known to be private. Most people do not, she doesn't do many interviews, and she doesn't talk much. So it is kind of, this is kind of an event for her to actually have basically opened up and basically, shared her thoughts and feelings. And I mean, she's going to be talking about the scandal with Justin Timberlake. She's going to be talking about her brother Michael. She's going to be talking about her father growing up as a Jackson, her fears
growing up
Jackson and everything. And it was kind of interesting because I was watching Instagram, and she posted a tribute to Betty White. And it was a clip of her when she was a little girl. She had to have been she seemed like she was maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, in a skit with Betty White. And it was from their variety show, because I think the Jacksons had a variety show that aired for one season, and Betty White was one of the stars, guest stars on the show. And so she posted that clip as a tribute to Betty White, and that's just a testament for how long Janet Jackson has been in the business, both on the acting as well as the music side. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm
one of the questions I would have, because it segues well between the music and the film news that we have, is I wonder, will she talk about her secret marriages and the possibly secret child? I wonder, will she even address it or not address it?
I forgot about that.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. That's the child other than her son, correct? A daughter.
Correct. Right. Okay. The one that supposedly be from the DeBarge, from her first secret marriage.
First of many secret marriages, right?
But I'm not mad at her, because one day you're gonna be like, Christy got divorced. When did she get married?
Right. When did she get married?
Hopefully, though, if I do get married, I won't get divorced. Let me just put that in there.
We're not gonna put that in the atmosphere.
Right, exactly. So shout out to Janet Jackson, because truly, I think a lot of people from our age group, from that 80s and 90s, who always kept things private, Will and Jada, they're definitely out there, sharing more with the people. So I know Janet was like, hey, I can get in on the fun on this. And going back to David, actually that his estate has been sold to the publishing company. Catalog has been sold to Warner Chappell. So David Bowie's estate is pushing catalog to Warner Chappell. Now I'm gonna let you dig into that sometime. You can really break down the numbers on that. But I will say it's to the tune of $250 million. That's all I know. Okay, it's $250 million.
That's kind of low.
Yeah. So I'll let you break down.
Compared to, I would just say comparatively speaking, I mean, $250 million, that's nothing to balk at. But compared to the other superstars that have sold their catalogs that we've heard about, and I mean, they've been upwards of $500, $600 million. But, I believe, the state is just falling in line with what is the norm, what everyone is doing right now. So it makes perfect sense. And I'm not surprised at all. Oh, I think we got you.
Well,
you're back with us?
Prince of Bel-Air's 1990 sitcom is being rebooted, but I understand it's not going to be like a true reboot of the original show. It's going to explore the same storylines, but in the 21st century, and they said it's going to be much more dramatic than it is comedic. So that's going to be very interesting. Also, the Boondocks. Now, hold the horses. Yes, the Boondocks is coming to HBO Max. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the original with like a replay, or if we're going to be getting new episodes, because I was totally addicted to the Boondocks. So those are two shows that I'm actually looking forward to. Do you really? We need to binge watch. We need to binge watch them.
Yeah, because I have them on DVD. So we love the Boondocks.
Wow. Well, HBO Max is going to be doing that. And shout out to HBO Max. Issa Rae's Insecure 5th season. Issa Rae, a lot of beloved close things. It was truly well to the very end. So shout out to Issa Rae on the success of that. And she already has new things in the pipeline for HBO Max. And speaking about, of course, HBO Max is part of the HBO family. But when it comes to streaming giants, of course, Netflix is definitely sitting on the throne. But who's also sitting on the throne of Netflix is Sandra Bullock. She has ascended to Netflix throne as The Unforgivable, which I totally enjoyed, has become her second film in all times top 10 for Netflix. So, of course, last time we were talking about Halle Berry, did very well on Netflix with Bruise and has gotten a new production deal. Well, Sandra Bullock, she has done very well, top 10, great movie. And movies, last but definitely not least. Can you say Denzel Washington? I didn't hear you say it. Denzel Washington. Of course, Denzel Washington, he has 2 Oscars, but 0 BAFTA nominations. And for those who understand the industry, we're talking about basically the Oscars in the UK. And there's talk now that, first of all, his upcoming film, The Tragedy of Macbeth, is already getting Oscar buzz. But because Macbeth is written by William Shakespeare, who is from the kingdom, there's a possibility that he might actually get a nomination this time. Yeah, for his portrayal. Now check this out. It says he has had 2 Oscars, a SAG award, and over 270 other accolades. But the one honor he has yet to be awarded, even to get a nomination in his 40-year career, has been the BAFTA Awards. And now they're thinking, yes, the Brits' greatest dramatist, William Shakespeare, will actually cause Denzel Washington to put more jewels in his crown by possibly receiving a BAFTA nomination. Of course, if he gets a BAFTA nomination, he should definitely get the win. That's, but okay.
Yeah, he deserves it. And if anyone can handle Macbeth, I know Denzel can. So we'll just keep our eyes and ears open on that one. So,
and of course, that's a challenging role, and the very fact that they did what they like to call colorblind casting, Yeah. Oh, but one more thing, BAFTA. There's also talk. Now, I really don't. This is kind of weird that James Bond, the last one. Oh my God, Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
might actually get a nomination as well.
For this last James Bond film.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which is very interesting because, of course, they want to send him off well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, of course, we can't end our segment without mentioning our royalty here in the United States, and that is Miss Betty White, who passed on December 31st. Much beloved, right before her 100th birthday. Everyone loved Betty White. We have a tribute on our On Location Memphis page, and it was hilarious. And you ought to go and check it out. But I know I enjoyed the Golden Girls growing up, watching her and the other girls with my mother and my aunts and everything. So definitely wanted to mention her. Rest in peace, Betty White.
And you know something, Angela, in reading about Betty White, and I have been looking at those clips that have been all over social media showing those golden moments from the Golden Girls. But they said that, according to her publicist, because she did pass peacefully, family being surrounded, that her last word was the name of her husband, who was her beloved. They said the last thing she said was Alan. And then she slipped away. I was like, first of all, why am I feeling like that's the Notebook? That's the Notebook. Yeah. Yes. So that, and if you're into that kind of, forever love, because they said that they had an amazing love relationship. He passed in the, years ago, in his 70s. And of course, she lived to be less than 20 days away from being a century. 100. Yeah. Right. But yeah, they said that the last thing she said before she took her final breath was her husband's name, Alan.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yes, the romantic in me.
The romantic in you. So, Alan. So we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
And we're back.
So you know that one of the goals that we've always had was to build relationships with independent film festivals here in Memphis as well as outside. You know, with everything that we're doing with our tour club, with the Memphis Music Bank, the MMB mixer competition. Of course, you know, we had our first collaboration was with the Franklin Independent Film Festival in Franklin, Tennessee, where we hosted the MMB Live mixer competition there back in November of last year. And so, keeping with that in mind, you know, I'm really excited because we have with us the founder of our most recent film festival partnership, which is the Soul for Real in short film festival. And so Rocky McKoy is with us tonight to kind of share with us his journey in TV and film, as well as what led him, you know, the greater mission of that short film festival. So I'm just going to welcome Rocky McKoy to the virtual stage.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to be here. Glad to be here. And happy belated birthday to you, Miss Christie.
Oh, thank you, Rocky. Oh, look, he's trying to get on my good side from the start.
Right off the bat.
Thank you, sir.
So starting out though, what's the weather like there in Maryland?
It's about 24 degrees, and right before this interview, I was out shoveling about eight inches of snow.
Wow.
Okay, so he just put out a little feathering of dust from Sunday to Shane.
Right, exactly. We thought we were doing
like a
something.
nice little
Nice.
And the crazy thing was, like, earlier that day, it was 63 degrees.
Well, that was like that with us on Saturday. It was like in the 70s. And then it dropped down to the 30s. So this weather is crazy around here.
Yes.
Anyway, Rocky, just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Brief bio. Well, I'm originally from North Carolina, born and bred from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and military brat. Grew up there, and I went to UNC Chapel Hill for college, and from there, that's where I pretty much got into television and film. I originally went there to go to dental school, but that didn't work out. So I did an internship, and I was just like, this ain't for me. And I took my first film class, and I was like, okay, I'm really feeling this. And I started, writing. They have you do your little stories and short films there. I started writing and got into video editing, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And from there, after I graduated, I flipped a coin and I landed in DC.
Wow.
The Maryland area. Didn't know anybody except my aunt who I lived with. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting a job at this advertising agency called GMMB, Greer Margolis Mitchell Burns. Mm-hmm. And they introduced me to the world of politics and how to do those commercials. And they work with other, like the Robert Wood Foundation and other organizations like that, nonprofits and things. And I really enjoyed it there. I learned a lot. I did a lot, but at some point I got to the point where I was just like, I feel like I can do a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I branched out and I started. I became the video director for the production team at the Soul Factory, and it's actually it's a church, but it was also they did a lot of stage plays. They did a lot of stage plays and community outreach, and I was directing the plays there, doing the video work, and it really grew me there. How to deal with the pressures and things of leadership, and how to really come through last minute on a lot of things because it was extremely stressful, dealing with a nonprofit at the same time. So, I mean, you know how it is. So from there, I started to branch out again, and I created Rockabye Media, which is my company that I do. I do short films. I have a web series called Wye, WYE, and it stands for What's Your Excuse?
Oh, wow.
through that, I interview different entrepreneurs and things, and just find out what's their excuse for why they decided not to live a normal 9-to-5 life.
Oh wow!
And I just wanted to inspire people and get people moving on that. But with the film festival, that actually came about. Soul for Real came about in 2009, I believe.
Wow!
I was invited to a film festival out in California. I won't give the name of the festival, but they weren't that good. Like, it was a big festival, and they gave us a hotel. They did everything, but when it was time for our screenings, not just mine, but we, you know how they do the clusters, they kind of just like left. They left us. Like, there was no like guide or anybody to introduce the film. It was just crazy. And I come to find out it was because there was another like major film that they had screening. Like, they had celebrities that were in there. Whoa. And they pulled all their resources to deal with that film, and left all of us to just fend for ourselves. And I flew back to DC, and I was just like, okay, that was wrong. Now, just because we didn't have like the stars or anything in our films, like, doesn't make our films any less significant. And so from there, I talked with a couple people, and I was like, I think, that somebody told me, I was like, I think you can why don't you do your own film festival? I was just like, I don't know how to do any of that. Right. And I went to another film festival, 24-hour film festival, and they're like international now. They're like huge all around, but they started out in Maryland, I believe. And I think it was their third or fourth year I went to them, and it was a small venue. And it probably only fit maybe 20, 30 people in it. And I was sitting there with my wife in Georgetown, and I talked to one of the directors. And I was just like, well, how did you get started? He was just like, we put out a call. If we had 5 films, then we screened five films, and we just learned as we went. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So in 2010,
yes, I can get 5 films.
Yeah, I can at least get 5 films. So in 2010, I decided to put it out there, and we ended up getting probably about 15, 20 films. Wow. And because I was the director at the theater, I had access to a theater, so I didn't have to find a venue or anything like that. So I screened the films there, and I ended up having a great relationship with an animation school called ESMA out in France, and they do like top-notch, like Pixar level animations, and a lot of their students go on to work for Pixar and stuff like that. And so I ended up developing a relationship with them where they send us their senior thesis films every year. So I get those animations, and I get to screen those and show those. But I mean, it's been a journey. It's been a real big journey, and I'm still learning, still trying to build relationships and grow. And one of the main things that we do, like, I partner with a Kids Eat Free program, and so ticket sales and proceeds from the festival go towards the Kids Eat Free. And what happens is we create backpack lunches for kids over the weekend because they're not able to eat during school because there's no school on the weekend. So that's one of the benefits of how we give back and how I give back to the community with that.
Awesome. That's amazing. Evolution. Indeed.
So I mean, and the real thing is, I had done short films and had them enter in film festivals and just done it. But when I created this one, it was specifically for the community where I was, because they had no idea about what a film festival was, the caliber, what it meant for a director or somebody to have their film in a film festival, because that actually helps them build momentum to make bigger projects, to get to the Oscars and do things like that. And the crazy thing is, I cannot remember the name of the film, but we actually had a film that we screened that was nominated for an Oscar. So it was, I really wish I could remember the name of the film. Wow. but it was, it was great just to see that, wow, they made it that far. And even Barry Jenkins, I'm not sure, he directed Moonlight.
Yeah.
I actually got in contact with him years ago. He did a short film called Medicine for Melancholy. And I think I tried to screen it at the festival, but it's, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But just to know that, you know, he started out with that film and he ended up winning an Oscar for his, just to see the evolution. And so that's one of the things that I like to stress with filmmakers, that, hey, you know, just because you're starting off with a 5-10 minute film, you know, it's all practice for the big leagues.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I'm finding very intriguing about this is the fact that, you know, like you said, when you, from college, you did the political aspect, understanding how to do those. I mean, because I used to do radio, so I know how to concise a storyline, you know, and make it pop. And then for you to understand the journey of a filmmaker, which of course is much more feeling, more narrative driven, with the fact that you've had that polarity between political ads to filmmaking, what would you say is the same, and what do you feel is the difference?
You mean with me, or just in general?
Just in general.
That's a good question. With the political side, of course, it's political. You have to be really careful with what you have to be really specific in how you do things and how you say things, how you do the interviews. And even when you put it out there, like even the small disclaimers at the bottom, like they have to be a certain font, they have to be a certain length and at the bottom of the page and things like that. Whereas with film, it's your world. You don't have to abide by somebody's rules like that. And just how you shoot it, you have more freedom. The political side is more like a talking head. You know, you're kind of limited on what you can do with that, and there's this skeleton that you pretty much have to deal with. But you know, the film side, you do one thing I will say that is similar is, you know, you want to be thorough when you're writing. You want to definitely get the script supervisor, something, the hard thing I had to learn, you know, somebody that will keep everything lined up, and just those ins and outs, have a relationship with your, you know, your DP, your director of photography, so that you're communicating, you know, on the same page, so that the story that's in your head can be communicated to everybody else on the screen. I hope that answered your question.
It did. It totally did. It totally did.
So there in Maryland, has the community really rallied around the film festival as far as support and volunteers, or even sponsorships and things like that? As far as
for me, I still keep it kind of relatively small. I have my volunteers that come in and help with the ticketing. They help with, you know, the seatings, because we've moved from the theater that we did have. We moved to actually I moved it to a smaller venue to make it more intimate, and it's more of a dinner and movies. And so I make it more of a date night. And that actually became more popular than the actual regular, you know, having it in a theater. And so it also makes the tickets a little bit more exclusive. So, but
that's a nice idea. So more dinner theater, because going back to your theater background, and of course the exclusivity. Yeah, it's like it's VIP.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of interesting. When we used to do our short film festival, we used to host it at the Hard Rock Cafe on Bill Street here in Memphis. It was like a dinner. It was like dinner and a movie type of atmosphere. So yeah, that's
and see, awesome. Even in doing that, I've gotten more of a response, because now people are in a restaurant. The restaurant we do it in is Busboys and Poets, and people are familiar with the restaurant. It's very eclectic, very artsy, and you know, even if you're not sure about the film festival itself, you know, at least you're getting a dinner out of it. Right. Enjoy yourself and be a part of it. And I've seen it grow. Especially locally, because you find that some of your filmmakers are also connected with other festivals. And so we connected with the Wheaton Film Festival, And we swap films a lot of times. They'll send us their filmmakers, and we'll send them theirs, and we give each other the special discounts and things of that nature if you were in that festival. And I really love the smaller aspect of it. It is kind of fearful to grow a little bit, but it's needed. I'm still getting there, still trying to grow it a little bigger, but I don't want to get it too big, because I've seen what really large festivals do. Like when you have it spread out over multiple days, and once you become that big, to me, it loses the intimacy of just really connecting with the filmmaker. Because Soul for Real right now, it's one day, it's one night. But we started out doing 3 days. And so from doing those 3 days over the years, I dwindled it down to 2, and then from 2 I dwindled it down to 1, because of how I saw the audience interacting.
It's interesting that you talked about, particularly when you're dealing with short films, and I think that your strategy actually should be duplicated, particularly when you're dealing with short films, because you can have the cast and the crew, which tends to be less people who could actually share their filmmaking experience, because like you said, short films is the bridge, is the step to the larger relationship. So if you have more short film, more collaboration, more intimacy, you can build a stronger network, which is really what's needed in the film world.
Yeah,
go to the next level.
It truly is, because we do have filmmakers that come back and resubmit. And some people say, I'm not going to submit this year because my film, I don't think I don't think it's good enough for your festival. Because you do have those first time filmmakers that are still trying to learn and do things like that. But then you have others that are just like, wow, how much did it cost you to make this film? And we've had a lot of great films over the years. And, I want to keep that standard up. But at the same time, I understand what it means to just come in and just make the best film that you can. And the quality may not be the best, but if the story is there, then you capture the audience.
I have a quick question, Angela, for him in regards to submission process. What does that look like? If a person is watching right now and they're like, well, I would be interested, and I think I have a project that could fit. What type of films are you looking for, and what's your submission process?
We accept all genres, narratives, dramas, horrors. We do tend to stick to the family aspect of it, so we don't deal with the nudity or excessive language. That is one of our disclaimers. Like if it's excessive, like profanity, a lot of times we'll edit the profanity out, or cut it down, because we do want to keep a family aspect to it. But if you are interested in submitting, you can go to Film Freeway /Soul for Real, SOUL 4 REEL. And you can submit there, or you can go to my website, rockabyemedia.com, and there's a link on there where you can actually submit your film there. And film length is between we have 2 categories, shorts and long shorts. And shorts is from 1 to 10 minutes, and then long shorts is 11 to 15 minutes.
11 to 15?
Yes.
Wow. So you're really doing shorts. You're not because now shorts can be 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's less than a feature. It didn't make a feature. You're doing true shorts. True shorts.
Yes. Yeah. Well, see, my first year I had 2 features that I did, and they were good features. But your audience, I'm trying to deal with today's societies where the attention span it ain't there because of cell phones, and I'm trying, and TikTok and stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep people's attentions. You'd be surprised how funny a film can be, how scary something can be, intense. In that short amount of time.
You're right.
We've had one, I think it was 2 years ago, we had one on domestic violence, and it was a narrative that the director did based on his life, but it was an intense story. I think that, and it was only probably like 12 or 13 minutes, but I believe that film won Best Picture at our festival. And then we've had comedies that have been literally a minute long, and you're holding your stomach because you're laughing. Like, you know, you can do that in a minute, but it's possible. So those are, you know, the lengths of films that we do, and we like to showcase and share. And, you know, for those, we do get filmmakers that come in for the show, and we bring them up on stage. We have a like a halftime, so to speak. And we bring them up on stage. They talk about their film. They get to interact with the audience, ask questions. And I always give a disclaimer at the beginning of the festival. I say, please be mindful of what you say about these films, because somebody sitting beside you, it may be their film. You don't know.
Right. That is so true.
So because it's such a mix of people, you never know, you know, who's here because of their film or who's here just because of the audience.
God forbid you're sitting close to and like, oh my God, that was a hot mess. And then at halftime they get up and walk up. I was like,
oh, we've had it happen before. So, but this year, hopefully, I'm praying that we are able to do it in person. Because the last 2 years we had to do it virtually, and I'm not a fan of virtual film festivals. And like 2020, you know, we did it, and we had a pretty good reception. And 2021, it was kind of tapering off. I think people were kind of sick of, you know, just looking at stuff on a screen on their computer screens like that. So the goal this year is to have it back at Busboys and Poets in person.
Okay.
Right. I think you'll be able to do it. And the festival is going to be when?
The festival is going to be April 10th.
April 10th. Okay. And submissions are open now until what time?
I got it right here. The early bird actually ends tonight at midnight.
Okay.
East Coast time. And February 6th is the regular deadline, and March 6th is the late deadline for anybody that would like to submit. And as a bonus, because I'm on here, I actually have a code for, you know, any filmmakers watching that would like to submit. It's OLM 2022, so 2020, OLM 2020, and that's for 40% off entry.
Wow.
So the early bird deadline ends tonight, but you know, you got a couple days to use the code, you know, if you want to use it. So the regular price goes up tomorrow.
Oh wow, thank you.
Okay, so how long so what's the deadline on the code? We have 72 hours.
I can't remember how I said it. I think it's set up. I think you have until Sunday, so I gave you some time to use the code. So you got until Sunday to use it.
I would strongly suggest that anybody who is watching this, be sure to share this with your circle, so that you can watch this, so that you can get that code. Because yes.
In addition to that, I mean, he's being gracious, but in addition to that, our partnership with Soul for Real Film Festival is that anyone who submits, they get a 6-month subscription to the tour club. So, I mean, it's mad benefits for submitting. As
a matter of fact, let's talk about, because I love the fact, Rocky, that you speak about you're collaborating with other film festivals. So just for those who are watching, how did you and Angela connect, and what's the vision for this partnership that you all are creating?
We connected through a mutual friend, Mr. Glenn Brooks, and he I'm not sure how he introduced you to me, but
I'll tell you, I was on his Instagram reading something, and I think you posted, you made a comment, and I just noticed it was a film festival, and I was like, wait a minute, who's that? And I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, cool. Let me reach out. Let me DM and let him know. So that, I mean, really, it was through Instagram, and I'm glad he didn't ignore it. You know, I try to put as much information so people know I'm serious. I'm a real person, and I'm here to talk about some business. You know.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how we connected through Glenn P. Brooks Jr. on Instagram.
So what exactly is the partnership?
So the partnership is for every filmmaker who submits to the festival, they'll get a membership, 6-month membership in our tour club during our beta phase. And it's essentially an opportunity to add value to that submission. So they, get the benefits of everything that we have in our tour club, the tutorials, the live streams, the events, the resources that we have there, as well as access to connect to the other members who are in the club. So we, the club have industry professionals, filmmakers, screenwriters, music creators, really many of the tools that filmmakers need to create their films, and we're constantly adding. So we're in the beta phase, and they can also, provide information to us if they want, if they say, hey, you should add this to the tour club, it would make it better. We're open to hearing all of that good information, and filmmakers, those who submit and who are able to come in and willing to partake in the club, they can get benefit as well as provide a benefit to us.
So I know for certain that, if I'm a filmmaker or a screenwriter, anybody that's in the visual content creation, I know for certain to be able to have access to Rocky McKoy, who is over an amazing short film festival that has international appeal, and that is really still focused on the filmmaker. This is one of the film festivals that you want to connect with, because there's so many film festivals. It's like, how do you select? I would say definitely So For Real is one of those film festivals, particularly if you are. And
we try and keep our submission fee low, simply because we know, hey, it's hard, submit when you have to choose, and some of these festivals are charging $60-$70 for a submission.
Yeah.
So we try and keep the submissions low and give out the discounts as we can.
And one of the things too that I want to just really show love to for the All Tour Club, in addition to having access to the founder of a film festival who is committed in partnering with us, is to also understand that there may be opportunities with distributors as well as lure agents, managers. So be sure, if you are a film maker or even a music creator and you want to learn how to really get in this collaboration, as we say, of talented creatives, be sure to check out onlocationmemphis.org/all-tour. And roll up on Rocky McKoy. He's in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Soul For Real Festival, and Rockabye Media. As we post, it's the same on Twitter. Well, actually, I think my Twitter is Rocky McKoy. It's actually my name. So, and follow us on Facebook as well. So we're there. If you have any questions, you can even email soulforrealfestival@gmail.com. So we're there.
And that's the real with the 2 E's, REEL.
Yes, and the number 4.
And soul, the number 4, REEL @gmail.com. Wow, this is amazing.
soulforrealfestival@gmail.com.
Okay, Soul For Real Festival. Gmail.com. Okay, let's make sure we get it right, Sean.
Right, get it right. Well, Rocky, I do appreciate you taking some time and coming on the live stream with us tonight.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this being the beginning of many collaborations in the future.
Yes.
Now we're about to have some more fun, Rocky. So if you want to hang out, please do, because you could be our celebrity guest for something we like to do every first Monday for MMB Live. Go ahead, Angela, tell them all about it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back for the MMB track of the month.
Is your girlfriend nowhere here?
Yeah, she. The system had one intention, to put us in prison. It's just that simple.
Well, TV.
Quayle TV.
Of course, we always want to shout out Quayle TV because the founder of Quayle TV is a Memphian who lives in the East Coast. So
that's right.
TV, definitely check it out. It's on a lot of platforms, including your Roku channel. Check out the website. And of course, Angela, she knows a little bit about the expansion that's happening with Quayle TV. She might want to drop that information, but definitely Rocky and Deshauna need to make a strong connection.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that we definitely need to connect you to Deshauna Spencer. She's the founder of Quayle TV. I don't know, have you ever heard of Quayle TV?
I have. I'm not sure if I've met her at like a festival or something. I might have, but I definitely know the name. And
they do take short films. So they do focus on the African diaspora. So the main character storylines, they have to be of African or people of color. But they do accept short films for their, their platform. And I think the only, to submit, you have to have been accepted by a film festival. I think that's one of the main guidelines to submit, and then after that they kind of filter through based on what they're looking for. So that would definitely be a great connect for your festival as well. So what we're about to do now is our MMB track of the month. So the Memphis Music Banq is an online music licensing website for TV, film, and visual media. We market the music of Tennessee artists who have tracks in the bank, as well as composers and producers. And we try to highlight a track each month. And this month, our track is Borderline, which is written by Tony Forte. So I'm going to play the track, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about Tony. And then once you listen to it, we're gonna just kind of see where would we actually place this track. So this is Borderline by Tony Forte. Let me make sure we can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yes.
So this is Tony Forte. He's a songwriter, bassist, guitarist, originally from Virginia Beach. He's a graduate of Wake Forest University. He's played music in over 13 years in Virginia, North Carolina, and Spain, as well as Memphis. And he's influenced by classic rock, reggae, and jazz.
I was surprised by the transition. That's that classic 80s. That's a nice track. Back to the chorus. Wow, first of all, it's such a nice jam, all, as a radio personality, that does really sound like that could be on a top 80s, one of those classic hits TV radio stations. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if I'm thinking of it for me as a visual artist, if I was writing a movie or something, I would literally probably have it in a movie where it's a band that's trying to make it, and then that's the song that they're singing, and there could be even lip syncing it. But it's like that is just feels like a band should be actually visual. I mean, that's what comes to me. What do you think about that, Rocky?
I actually got the visual of like a couple of something that may be going through something, and it's a transition song to them going into the club where we actually see them playing that song. And then it kind of fades out into the background and it goes into the conversation or whatever they're having.
That would be good.
Oh, yeah.
That is so true. See, look at us. We just collaborated on the film. So I'm the band, and he got the relationship coming into the club. There we go. What about you, Angela?
I leave that to you all as the creatives. I'm the producer.
Wherever you want to place the film.
Wherever you want to place it, right? Absolutely.
Wherever you want to place this song. Now, how does a person like, oh, I really do like that, and I really could put it in a content, even a commercial. Now that could also be very well.
That could be very good for a commercial. So if anyone is interested in that track or any of the other tracks that we have, you just go to the website, which is the MemphisMusicBanq.com. That's BANQ.com. You can go to the site, you can browse the music just like we were able to listen to it from the website. And then if you like it, you just hit the link that says license track, and it will take you through 3 easy steps to build your license, pay, and get your license signed agreement, as well as your track for use. If you need WAV files, those are available upon request. And if you like a song but you want to kind of test it out, see if it kind of works in the scene before you actually purchase, you can also reach out to us, info@onlocationmemphis.org, or you can reach out to me directly, Angela at onlocationmemphis.org, and you can request one of the tracks for use, and we can release that to you so you can kind of play with it a little bit, and then once if it works, then we can go through the process of you licensing it. So one of the things that we say that it's quality content, legally sound, and reasonably priced. So we're definitely not going to break the bank or the budget on that film project. So, and to learn a little bit more about the Memphis Music Bank, just watch this commercial. Memphis Music Bank. And just so let everybody know that starting in February, we're going to be opening up informational meetings. So if you're interested in submitting music to the bank, it is open to only Tennessee music creators. Just keep a lookout. We'll be posting those link informations for those Zoom meetings. They're going to be, I think, the first Tuesday of the month starting in February. And you'll be able to log in, talk with me or one of our interns, just to get the specifics about submitting music to the bank. What's the process? How do we go about doing that? Any questions that you have on the business side of submitting to the bank, just look out for that. So we're going to start that in February. And it's going to be the first Tuesdays of the month starting in February. So, Christy, I think we are coming
Well, yeah,
to
we're pretty much to the wrap up.
wrapping up.
And
Yeah.
I tell you, for 2022, the year with a lot of twos,
Mhm.
in addition to the Memphis Music Bank, which is, of course, the first Monday of every month. And now, as Angela says, she's reinstituting the Memphis Music Bank informational the first Tuesday. We still got to talk about the On Tour Club and those live streams.
Yes. So those are going to be what they're the
The
third Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, the third Monday of the month, we have our tour club live stream. So this month, we will have Jabari Ali.
Hold on. Before we get to that, can we give a shout out to all of those who participated in the first, let's say, first season of the On Tour Club live stream? We just launched the On Tour Club, which is all about collaborating filmmakers and music creators. And we've had a stellar lineup for 2021. And we are kicking it off with this amazing live stream this month. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm done.
So Jabari Ali is going to kick us off in January. That's going to be January 17th, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Jabari is a music supervisor. Paragon Films is film music is his company. And he's going to be talking about how to submit music to music supervisors, among other things, other questions that we can come up with. So if you are not a member of the Art Tour Club, go to our website, onlocationmemphis.org, and you can submit a request to join the Art Tour Club. And hopefully you will do that so that you can be on the live stream where you can talk to Jabari Ali, ask him any questions. He is a music supervisor and several placements. And I know he has a lot of good stuff that's going into 2022. And so we're looking forward to learning from him and having more of a relationship with Jabari. And I think that will wrap it up for this edition of this first edition.
I know.
MMB Live Show of 2022.
The year with a lot of twos.
The year with a lot of twos. All right, everyone. Good night, and we will see you next month.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you.